It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you today Dr. Jason Stacy, Assistant Professor of U.S. History and Social Science Education. Dr. Stacy is the recipient of the 2011 Teaching Excellence Award, the most prestigious teaching award a faculty member can receive at the university. To summarize comments from the Teaching Excellence Award Committee, Dr. Stacy impressed committee members both with his ability to help students become critical thinkers and the deep respect he exhibits for his students and their ideas while maintaining high expectations. Dr. Stacy is a recipient of the 2010 SIUE Vonnie Lindsay New Investigator Award. This award recognizes faculty members whose research or creative activities have the promise of making significant contributions to their fields of study. Dr. Stacy's research interests are in American culture during the first half of the 19th century. Dr. Stacy earned the baccalaureate and master's degree in history from SIU Carbondale, the master's in liberal arts from the University of Chicago, and the PhD from Loyola University in Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2011 SIUE Teaching Excellence Award recipient, Dr. Jason Stacy.
Thank you, Chancellor. Good afternoon. First, I'd like to congratulate all of you and your families for your accomplishment today. It is a milestone to graduate from university. I should know. It took me quite a while to do so myself. And there were times when my mother didn't think I would make it at all. In fact, on the fall day in 1988, when she dropped me off at the other Southern Illinois University, she was afraid that I might be home by Thanksgiving. Though I was actually home by Labor Day, Carbondale luckily took me back. And here I am today. Second, I'd like to note that had you graduated in May of this year, you would have heard a commencement address by an SIUE alum who worked as an investigator and negotiator for the FBI and was instrumental in bringing to justice the Unabomber. Instead, you graduated this semester and are stuck with me, a man whose most dangerous days involve fleeing from the geese that nest outside his office door, and whose greatest occupational hazard is the threat of chalk dust on his backside. In fact, the only reason I am here is because of the Teaching Excellence Award, which I really owe to all of you. It is all of you who have made this job a gift to me and to my colleagues. It is because of you that we love what we do. On behalf of the faculty at SIUE, I'd like to give you a round of applause. But since you're stuck with me today, I might as well talk to you a little bit about what interests me as a historian: dead people. In fact, you could say that I see dead people. And the dead person who I have been seeing a lot lately is Henry David Thoreau. Thoreau was a Massachusetts boy, born in 1817. His father ran a pencil factory. He never had much of a career, taught a little school, surveyed real estate, helped with his father's business. But Thoreau is best known for his whereabouts between 1845 and 1847, when, at the age of 28, he built a one-room cabin outside of his hometown of Concord, Massachusetts, along Walden Pond. On July 4th, 1845, Henry David Thoreau went to live in the woods. This act has been an inspiration for rebels ever since: to reject society, to live by the fruit of your own labor, to serve as a model for a better lifestyle, closer to the ground, at one with nature. I myself once thought that a life in the woods might be a better one, but then remembered that I really didn't have any waterproof shoes, and that I very much liked television and hot water, so I decided against it. But this year, while reading Thoreau's book again, I assigned it, so I had to read it, I realized that I never really understood why Thoreau went to the woods, at least until now, when I read this quote. And he said, "I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived." After all these years, Thoreau now makes sense to me. He did not leave town to go to the woods to escape, but to return to town better. Thoreau went to the woods to learn the essential facts of life, to make the everyday comprehensible, to give profound meaning to the day-to-day mundane wherever he found it. Sometimes you need a little distance from something to see the big picture. Thoreau went to the woods for an education. We here at SIUE are in the education business. And I like to think that we are here to help you live, as Thoreau said, deliberately. You could say that your time here has been like Thoreau's 2 years in the woods. Though for some of you it might feel like 4 or more years in the wilderness, we here have sought not only to teach you the essentials of a vocation, we have sought not only to make you into nurses or engineers or teachers. Our promise to you has not been only to move you toward a lucrative career. We have also had another objective, we your teachers, and it is this: to help you live deliberately, to introduce you to the essential facts, to give you the means to, as Thoreau said, drive life into a corner and suck the marrow out of it. Philosophy, literature, science, history, mathematics. We have given you a taste of these things and more, to give you a taste of life at its marrow. In the woods, the essence of all these things are all mixed together and hard to discern. In our daily lives, they work behind the scenes, unbeknownst to us. But in school, we, your teachers, highlight them, illuminate them, and drive them into a corner to offer them up to you to study, question, perhaps ridicule or withstand, perhaps with forbearance or fortitude or even boredom, but always to taste, because we believe them the ingredients of a deliberate life, which is the only life worth living, at least according to Henry David Thoreau and your teachers here at SIUE. My colleague, Catherine Seltzer, reminds me that at times life in the woods was difficult for Thoreau. He often walked into town to spend an evening in conversation with his friend, Ralph Waldo Emerson. I imagine that you, too, sometimes needed a rest from your education. This, too, was a lesson and part of your education. Thoreau eventually left the woods and went back to town. At the end of his book, he wrote, "I learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with the success unexpected in common hours. You have built castles in the air. Now put foundations under them." Maybe this is the essence that Thoreau sought, not only in the foundation of things, but also in the ideas that the foundations support. We hope, in your deliberations here, we have helped you build some very beautiful castles in the air and given you the tools to lay firm foundations beneath them. Thoreau believed his time in the woods did both for him. I hope that your time at SIUE has done the same for you. I congratulate you on your success and wish you all the best in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Stacy, for choosing to live your deliberate life at SIUE. Thank you also for the knowledge, passion, and energy you clearly bring to your teaching. I know you're going to continue to deliver excellence to our students going forward.